Welcome to this explainer. If you've crossed that 40 mark and you've started noticing that you're forgetting little things more often than you used to, I really want to start by telling you something absolutely crucial. You are not alone. Today, we're diving into a topic that touches almost all of us as we get a little older, but honestly, it's rarely discussed with the reassurance and the clarity it actually deserves. We're going to talk about nurturing the mature mind and really unpack what's actually happening when our memory starts to change after 40.
Forget why you entered a room. I mean, we've all been there, right? You march into the kitchen with total purpose, you open the fridge, and then suddenly your mind just goes completely blank. You're left standing there staring at a jar of mustard, wondering what on earth your objective was. Or maybe you're constantly forgetting where you left your keys. Or perhaps names are getting just a bit harder to pull up right in the middle of a conversation, and your mind just doesn't feel quite as sharp as it once did. Let's validate that right now. These moments, they can feel incredibly frustrating. And for a lot of us, they can even spark this quiet, nagging sense of worry. And when those frustrating moments happen, almost everyone jumps straight to the exact same anxiety-driven conclusion. Well, I'm getting older. This must be normal. It's a completely natural assumption to make. But I want to offer you a very different and much more reassuring perspective today. Yes, memory changes after 40 are common, for sure. But that absolutely does not mean you should just ignore them or accept them as some inevitable decline. What's really interesting here, and actually quite hopeful, is that in a lot of cases, these little memory lapses might simply be your brain quietly asking for just a bit more support. So why is it so crucial that we actually listen when our brain asks for that support? Well, because your brain affects literally everything. It dictates your daily focus, it regulates your energy levels from the second you wake up. It's the very foundation of your confidence in social situations. It impacts your ability to work effectively, and it even dictates the quality of your relationships. When we talk about healthy aging, taking care of your brain is the ultimate, most profound investment you can make, simply because it directly controls your overall quality of life, the whole shebang. To really understand what's happening up there, we've got to recognize the vital difference between change and decline. One of the first things to get your head around is that the brain naturally changes over time. That's just a biological fact. But, and this is a big distinction, change does not automatically equal decline. Your brain is a highly dynamic organ. It's constantly adapting, forming new connections, and responding to your habits and your environment. And, most importantly, it responds strongly to how you treat your body. Unfortunately, the way we treat our bodies in today's fast-paced world isn't exactly ideal for cognitive health. Think about it. We're battling poor sleep routines, chronic stress, highly processed foods, a lack of physical movement, constant screen exposure, and just sheer mental and information overload. To put that into perspective, we process more information in a single day than our ancestors did in an entire lifetime. On their own, on any given Tuesday, these stressors might seem pretty harmless. But over time, these factors slowly accumulate. They steadily chip away at how clearly your brain functions. And one of the very first signs you're going to notice is a change in your memory. Now, when all those modern stressors start to pile up, they frequently result in a condition we often call brain fog. It's kind of like trying to drive with a dirty windshield. It's this state of mental fatigue characterized by poor concentration, reduced focus, and those subtle memory issues we just talked about. You might find yourself rereading the exact same sentence 3 times, losing focus during a conversation, or just feeling mentally drained much faster than usual. If you're experiencing this right now, I really want to validate it. It is incredibly common. But the crucial takeaway here is that this doesn't necessarily mean a severe medical event is happening. It's simply a very strong signal that your brain needs some extra support. So let's dive into exactly how we provide that support, starting with one of the absolute biggest factors, sleep. We often mistakenly view sleep as just resting our tired bodies. But for the brain, sleep is a highly active, totally vital repair phase. Think of it as a nightly street sweeper for your mind. While you're sleeping, your brain is hard at work organizing memories, clearing out all the metabolic waste products that have built up during the day, and restoring your mental energy for tomorrow. If you aren't getting that dedicated repair time, your brain fundamentally struggles to function efficiently. The challenge, of course, is that restorative sleep can be pretty elusive. Many of our everyday habits actively interfere with that deep, repairing sleep. Elevated stress levels keep your nervous system on high alert, which prevents true relaxation. Late-night screen exposure, scrolling on your phone in bed,
It literally tricks your brain into thinking it's still daytime. Irregular daily routines disrupt your internal clock, and excessive caffeine intake can linger in your system much longer than you might think. A lot of adults over 40 are battling these exact disruptors every single day. And over time, this lack of quality sleep significantly impairs your memory and your concentration.
Alongside poor sleep, we really have to acknowledge the heavy weight of constant mental overload. Chronic stress affects the physical brain deeply. Just think about the daily realities for so many adults: endless family responsibilities, financial pressures, work stress, and just a constant barrage of smartphone notifications. When your body is constantly under stress, your stress hormones remain elevated. And this chemical reality directly impacts the areas of your brain involved in memory and focus. Your brain rarely gets a quiet moment. And without periods of true rest and recovery, that mental fatigue simply compounds. So we know we've got to manage stress and protect our sleep, but we also have to look at the physical fuel we're providing. Did you know the brain is one of the most energy demanding organs in your entire body? In fact, it uses about 20% of your body's total energy, and it absolutely thrives on specific brain boosting nutrition. We're talking about fatty fish packed with omega 3s, fresh blueberries, leafy greens, walnuts, and eggs. These foods provide the precise, healthy fats, antioxidants, and vitamins your memory needs to operate smoothly. On the flip side, highly processed meals and excessive sugar drive inflammation, which directly and noticeably reduces your mental clarity. You see, it isn't just about what we eat, it's about how we live overall. We need a multi-pronged approach to daily brain health through some really simple but powerful habits. First up, hydration. Your brain is roughly 73% water. Even mild dehydration can measurably impair your concentration and mental clarity, so drink water consistently throughout the day. Second is movement. Now, you don't need exhausting, intense workouts. Simple, regular movement, like going for a brisk walk, increases blood flow and delivers essential oxygen right to your brain tissues. And third, mental stimulation. Your brain needs to stay engaged. Reading, learning a new skill, problem solving, these things challenge the brain and build sharpness. When daily life becomes a bit too repetitive, cognitive sharpness can gradually start to fade. Now, as we discuss all these ways to actively support the brain, I want to pause for a second and offer some deep reassurance. Not every memory lapse is dangerous. I really want you to hear and internalize that. Everyone forgets things sometimes. If you're going through a particularly busy, exhausting, or stressful period in your life, your brain is going to occasionally drop the ball. It happens. Occasional forgetfulness is an entirely normal human experience, not an immediate red flag for cognitive decline.
However, we also believe in being wise and proactive, right? If your memory problems become noticeably more frequent, if they start actually disrupting your daily life, or if they just feel more severe than usual, it's a really smart idea to seek regular medical checkups. There are actually many highly treatable underlying health conditions that can affect your memory. We're talking about things like potential vitamin deficiencies, severe sleep apnea, blood sugar fluctuations, or even just side effects from everyday medications. A simple checkup can rule these out and give you some profound peace of mind. And that brings us to what I believe is the single most important takeaway from this entire explainer. When we notice changes in our memory, it's so easy to let anxiety just take the wheel. But fear is not the answer. Awareness is. Fear doesn't help your brain. Honestly, it just generates more of those stress hormones we talked about. Awareness, on the other hand, that empowers you. It shifts your focus from worry to action, allowing you to gracefully adopt the supportive, healthy habits your mature mind is practically begging for. And the core reason that awareness is so deeply empowering is because of an absolutely incredible scientific concept: neuroplasticity. This is the brain's remarkable ability to adapt, heal, and form new connections in response to healthy habits. This concept is just phenomenal. It proves without a doubt that your brain is not fixed. Even well after 40, 50, or beyond, your brain can actively strengthen. It can improve. It can become more resilient. Your daily choices are actively shaping the physical structure and capability of your mind right now. So how do we actually harness that neuroplasticity? Well, we follow a clear, empowering action plan. Step 1, pay attention to your brain's needs. When you feel that brain fog rolling in, listen to it. Step 2, support it with consistent daily habits. Prioritize that repair-focused sleep, hydrate, Eat those nutrient-dense foods and get your body moving. And step 3, protect it from unnecessary stressors by intentionally finding quiet moments amidst all that mental overload. Remember, small, consistent lifestyle changes make a truly profound difference over time.
I want to leave you with this final, powerful thought. Healthy aging is not simply about living longer. It is about staying mentally clear, emotionally balanced, and cognitively strong. So I'll ask you, what is one small thing you can do today to start supporting the brain you want to have tomorrow? Because your brain is still highly capable of growth, clarity, and strength. It just needs the right environment to thrive. If you found the insights in this explainer valuable, please consider subscribing to Renewed After 40, where we focus on practical, natural ways to support healthy aging. Feel free to like this explainer and maybe share it with a friend or loved one who might benefit from hearing this reassurance today. Thank you so much for learning with us, and here's to nurturing a strong, resilient mind.